Hi friends, welcome back to DIYs with Sonja. In today's video, I'm sharing 5 high-end fall DIYs, all budget-friendly makeovers using thrifty finds and dollar store supplies. These projects are perfect look for less fall decor inspired by pieces you see at Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, and even Amazon, but at just a fraction of the cost. If you love fall DIYs, dupes, and thrift flips, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming seasonal decorating projects. For my first DIY, I picked up these red apples at the dollar store. The color really doesn't matter, but I couldn't thrift any this time, so I grabbed these. They were $2 or $3 for both. What I'm trying to do here is dupe some decorative apples I've seen on Amazon that I really love. On Amazon, they come in a variety of sizes. Mine were both the same size. But if you could find different sizes, it will actually will make the final display look even better. I also grabbed some regular school glue and mixed it with water in equal parts along with some plain white tissue paper, though again the color does not matter. One quick tip, as I started applying the glue mixture to the apples, the red color began to bleed through and actually come off the apples. That might just be because they were from the dollar store, but to prevent this, I suggest applying a coat of chalk paint first before paper macheing. I applied about 4 coats total, 2 or 3 coats the first time, and then one more after they fully dried. Once I had the texture I wanted, and they had dried fully, I painted the apples with Bell's cotton paint, which has great coverage. One coat was enough to cover all the red, and it's okay if some of it peeks through. While the paint was still wet, I went in with a sponge, grass sponge that I wetted and dabbed on some Bell's pine cone, which is a soft greenish brown shade. As I mentioned, I used a damp craft sponge to apply it randomly, and then I blended it out with a brush. I think these apples turned out so cute and they go perfectly with the earthy, muted fall theme I'm styling with this year. For the next DIY, I picked up the largest canvas Dollarama carries. It was around $5. I also used Bell's Midnight Sky, which is a beautiful deep black paint. I painted the entire canvas, including the sides, with 2 coats for the smoothest finish. You can use any black paint that you like. It does not have to be this specific one. Once it was completely dry, I created a stencil shape out of the leftover Bristol board. You could also use cardboard, but I found the Bristol board worked well for this project. Then, using Drywall Compound and glove, I scooped some of the canvas and pressed. I scooped some onto the canvas and pressed, pulling downwards to create raised shapes. The motion of pressing and pulling creates the look of the little ghost figures, inspired by a $90 piece I saw at Michael's. I kept building the texture, filling in any missed spots with a paintbrush until I was happy with the design. After letting it dry for about 4 to 5 hours, I went back in with the Midnight Sky and a small, firm makeup brush I often use for DIYs. This was a per- this is pers- perf- This was perfect for painting on the ghost eyes. You could also use a permanent marker, but with the drywall compound being dusty, paint tends to work better. I love how this turned out, such a cute and unique addition to my Halloween decor for this year. Before we jump into the next project, I love it if you subscribe and hit that like button. If it not only supports my channel, but also helps me bring you even more look for less DIYs each season. For my third project, I went back to Dollarama and picked up more pumpkins because I just love their shape. They come in variety of sizes, priced between $3.50 and $5. I painted them with Dixie Belle Ecru as the base color. You might have already seen my short on this project earlier this week. Honestly, I love this paint color so much that I could just leave the pumpkin as is. It looks stunning even on its own. It took about 1.5 coats to get full coverage. Since it was hot outside, I left them to dry outdoors, which sped up the process. While they were still drying, I added another half a coat, just covering areas that the orange was peeking through. Then I brought them inside and I went in with Dixie Belle's Van Dyke Brown Glaze. I applied it generously using a stippling brush, then blended upward and downward with a larger brush, cleaning it between strokes. And then I repeated the same process with another larger brush for a layered effect. These pumpkins were inspired by the resin wood pumpkins from Pottery Barn, and I have to say I think mine turned out just as good, maybe even better. I've already styled them in my entryway and you'd never know they started as bright orange dollar store pumpkins. Don't forget to cover the stems as well for a complete finish. For my last DIY, my friend Sandra actually thrifted this pumpkin for me. It was under $6. I love the shape, but I did not love the green tinges it had in random spots. So I took Rust-Oleum nutmeg spray paint and gave it a full coat. I turned it upside down and around to make sure I got into all the nooks and crannies. Now it has a beautiful even finish that looks just like the Heim pumpkins you see at Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, and some other stores. And that's it for today's 5 high-end fall DIYs, all made with thrifted finds and dollar store supplies for that perfect look for less fall home decor. Let me know in the comments which project was your favorite. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come join our YouTube family. We'd love to have you here. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day and thank you so much for watching.